Hello guys and welcome to a very exciting video where I'm gonna be showing you 3 games against none other than Super Jam. I think at this point we can call Nihal Super Jam. Nihal Sarin, one of the most talented grandmasters from India, the guy who is, slowly progressing and trying to make it to the elite. And I had multiple chances to play against him, and today 3 games I played against him in one day. So let's start by taking a look at the first one. I'm playing with white piece, and we start with e4, g6, d4, modern defense. Bishop g7, knight goes to c3, pawn goes to c6. That's what I usually face against Hikaru. Hikaru likes this line that he then plays d5. So bishop f3, d5, h4, takes, and now knight f6. That's exactly what Hikaru played against me in so many games, and now Nihal does the same thing. So bishop f6, queen goes to d2, and now h5, trying to make sure that, let's say, bishop doesn't get here. h5 would never be an option, so I assume I probably had to play h5 here myself, just to make sure that his pawn does go to h5 itself. So, but yeah, made it, I can't say mistake, but queen d2 is fine. h5, I go bishop c4, pointing towards f7 pawn, and now bishop f5, knight d2, knight d7, and now I go long castle. So my plan here was that potentially if let's say he goes short side, I go f3, I go g4, and I try to attack him, but his plans were different. So he goes knight b6, he doesn't really care about castling as of right now. Bishop d3, I'm trying to trade, and now king d5. King d5, I think it's actually kind of good in terms of practical standpoint, because it attacks g2, it attacks a2, and now I have to think. So instead of bishop d3, of course I should have brought my bishop to b3, and then there is no king d5, there is a5 though, and I'll probably respond with a4, but yeah, I decided not to go for it. I go bishop d3, king d5, and now I kind of realize I'm in slight trouble. So I go king b1, he goes bishop d3, I take on d3, and now he takes on g2. Once again, as you might see, he hasn't castled yet. Usually you're being taught that, okay, you gotta castle for sure immediately early on in the opening, but sometimes, as you might see, that might be not the case, and he takes the pawn. He doesn't really care, because let's say if I play rook g1, which I could play, he can just simply go back to d5. He doesn't create, I don't create any pressure against this pawn chain here, f7, g6, h5, so there's no point in playing it. So I go knight f4. I thought maybe sacrificing on g6, but again, it doesn't really work. So I go d5. Once again, I'm trying to use the vulnerability of this king. Kind of. It's not really vulnerable, because basically as soon as it castles, either long or short should be okay. So knight d5 takes king d5, and now I'm trying to play queen b7. But again, if I play queen b7, probably short castle, and then rook comes to b8, and I have a lot of problems on this diagonal. So queen b4, he tries to checkmate me, so I go queen d7 check, king f8, and you might ask, oh, king d7, king f8, now his king cannot castle. Yes, but the king can now go to g7, then go something like rook d8, and there's just a lot of pressure on this pawn on b2. What is going on here? Okay, bishop c1, goes king g7, I go f3 attacking the queen, he goes queen b6 threatening my pawn. Again, I didn't see it, I go rook g1, I'm trying to set up something that I don't know what I was trying to set up, but it wasn't a good idea. And after takes, queen f2, I simply admitted my loss, because there is no point in playing further. He has just too many pawns, and he has no weaknesses either. So, and that's how the first game went. 83.9 accuracy for me, and 94.9 accuracy for Nihal Sarin. And we move on to the second game, when once again I had white pieces, and once again kind of the same line, but not c6 but d6 this time. So knight f3, bishop g4, bishop e2, takes, and now e5. Once again, white command, he takes e5, and now bishop e2. I have 2 bishops from the beginning, so I thought, okay, I probably have slight edge. Knight f7, king d2, goes castle, and now I go h4. My plan was to attack him on the king side. Goes b5, that's probably the most dynamic option for black. Just, let's say, if I take, I could take. There are some rook b8 plans, and basically he's trying to put some pressure on my queen side. So I go h5 instead, before knight d5, takes, And now rook 8. Rook 8 is a mistake. I go long castle, now queen f6. So if I play something like h6, I believe knight c4, and I simply lose the game just because queen b2 is coming. Let's say knight d3 doesn't work with check because he takes d3, and I protect this one. So I played bishop d4 instead. I didn't want him to actually, you know, put any pressure on me. I actually saw that there is knight d3 because now let's say queen d4, and we're transposing to this sort of endgame, but it's better for white. What else is there? So the queen f5, what he played, I go king b1. After a5, h takes g6, f takes g6, I go bishop b5, attack, and the rook now move to b8. And after bishop e2, I mean, it's still relatively good for white. So computer says bishop c6 is almost winning. So rook a6, let's say, and now I have queen e2 attacking the rook, and now you kind of have to sacrifice an exchange. And if knight c6, I can play bishop g7 first. This is under attack, this is under attack. If takes, I take, and it's a win. So instead I play bishop e2, and now he goes a4. He's trying to create pressure. I go I thought I'd go f4, okay, g4. So the plan was if knight g4, I think I could take, and then queen h6, queen h7, and just, you know, just destroy him. He goes queen f4, which is a blunder, and now I play f4. So knight now has to move somewhere. If knight f7, I go bishop g7. Let me actually show you. Bishop g7, king g7, and I think I can do whatever I want basically. Bishop d3, let's say king d5, there is skittish, what a move, and now king h7, bishop g6, and the position is basically lost for black. But instead he goes b3, he sacrifices a piece on e5 because he knows otherwise he would be lost. So I play f takes e5, which is the best move, and now a3. And at that point, I was slightly scared. I'm up a piece, but at the same time, look at this. I mean, both rooks are about to destroy me on b and a file. So I take on b3, he goes through b3, and now I go bishop d3, the best move. A takes b2, and now if I take this one, which is the best move, I was honestly kind of scared of all the attacks that were coming my way. So I think rook a1 is what I looked at, king b2, king d4, king c3, and now rook a2. So what I'm supposed to play here actually is king c2. I think that's the move that I couldn't really calculate because I didn't see that. Now king d4, I go rook b1, and apparently I'm doing, I mean, kind of safe. Rook hf1, and there are no problems for white. Apparently I'm just winning. But king b2 is the move which I primarily looked at, and like king d4, and I was like, okay, what are king c2, rook a2, and if this rook a2, and I'm like, what I'm gonna do. So I didn't see it, so I play bishop b2, but it is a huge mistake because after takes, he goes bishop e5, c3, king b4, and now checkmate incoming, rook a1, king c2, and he can play queen a4, king b2, queen a2, check. Mates, as far as accuracy goes in the second game, 68.7 for me and 75.3 for Nihal. And as you might see, I was better till move 25. And then it's just like, ba-bam, you're dead lost. And we move on to the last game of that day, and I played with black pieces. So bishop g5, some sort of Trumpovsky, Tora attack, however you want to call it. Bishop e7, e3, c5, bishop d3, knight c6, c3, all good developments. I go h6, bishop h4, now castle. So generally my plan was to go maybe bishop e7, bishop b7, trying to trade the dark squared bishop of the board, maybe put my knight to e4 somehow, and you know, somehow try to play this position. But soon I realized, I mean, I probably just got a lot worse. So knight f3, I go knight f5, takes, traded one pair of pieces of the board, now takes, and now king g4. So I was like, okay, this is under serious attack potentially. So I go king g5, trying to trade queens of the board, and now rook d8, not letting, say, this knight go to d7. So rook e3 is played, some rook g3 plans in the future. I go queen f6, which is, I mean, a serious mistake. I should have played queen f5. But after takes, rook g3, guess what? King h7 or queen f4 would have given me equal chances in this game, but instead I played queen f5. I'm not sure what I was thinking of. Queen f5, again, trying to trade queens, but queen f4 basically trying to protect h6, because queen h6 is one of the ideas, while queen f5 actually blunders queen h6 and I immediately resigned, while yes, I mean, probably should play something like queen f4 or king h7 at this. I mean, again, kind of try to play this on. And just like that, all three against Nihal, not that good. 88.3 for Nihal, 79.8 for me, and that was it. All three. I mean, I wish at some point I would put a good fight against those guys, because I mean, it's tough. I'll publish more. I'll publish my game against Vidit as well. Keep an eye on that. I'll publish my game against Young Stavdura, who is one of the top gems on the planet as well. And that's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed. I mean, I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel to get me motivated to, you know, beat those guys. And I'll see you in the future videos. Bye bye.